Welcome, everyone, to the Everything Show. I am your host, Matrixlord212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
What's up, guys?
All right, so what's going on, dude?
So yeah, this was kind of surprising, and I actually literally just saw this news a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah.
But apparently, there's a rumor going around that Cloverfield Station, which was originally not officially titled, but the working title was God Particle, which is basically the quote unquote third Cloverfield movie in the
Right.
Cloverfield universe. It might be going to Netflix potentially.
Does this have anything to do with the Marvel movies and all these big movies that are hitting that it's going to get swallowed by, or?
I really don't know, actually. To be honest with you, I think this is going to be a trend that we are going to be seeing a lot in the future with these
Okay.
movies going to streaming services, specifically Netflix or potentially that Disney streaming service that comes out.
So it's definitely going to be Cloverfield Station?
That's what I heard. I don't
So
know.
did I.
See, this is the thing about Cloverfield movies, right? This didn't really happen with 10 Cloverfield Lane because that kind of came out of nowhere, the
Yeah.
announcement and the trailer for that movie. But the original Cloverfield went through like 7 or 8 different titles.
Right.
And originally, the movie was called 11808, which was the release date. At least that's what the internet was calling it, and fans
Yeah,
were
I
calling it.
remember
I
that.
called it that myself. Then there was the leaked rumored title at the time was Cloverfield after that. And everyone was like, that's not the official name of the movie. That's a working title. Don't put too much into that. Then there were these posters that came out that had different adjectives and stuff on it.
Mhm.
And people were like, well, is that what it's going to be called? And then when the main trailer came out and it was called Cloverfield, that's when it was pretty much made official.
But I did like when 10 Cloverfield Lane came out because nobody was expecting it. I remember we were talking about it, and we went to see it. I loved it.
It was very good, yeah.
It was a surprise, a nice surprise. That
Yeah.
we didn't know everything. Like, we didn't know that this movie came out of nowhere. So, which is sort of like Dundee now, but I'm hearing that with Dundee, it might be a Super Bowl stunt thing.
Oh, yeah?
We'll find out, though. But continuing on with Cloverfield, so it's not definite that Netflix has got it?
As far as I know, it's not definite just yet. It's probably going to be announced soon if they know something that we don't.
Okay.
It kind of makes sense too because this movie's been delayed a couple of times, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So maybe this is going to be like their let's get it on Netflix and see how it does.
Also, the fact that they made a bold statement that Disney is not going to hurt them when they leave, like Netflix, and that they don't really need them. Now, could they be just throwing money all over the place? Like, let's have Cloverfield 3 and 4, let's have this movie, let's have that movie, to try to not just TV series, but like movies.
It's possible. I watched Bright over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I actually liked it a lot.
Did you?
I did, yeah. It's not perfect, but I did like it. So if they're able to make movies just a little bit better than Bright,
and that's getting a sequel too.
Yeah. Is that definite?
That's yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, if they're able to make movies just like maybe improve the quality of Bright, I'd say they might be in pretty good hands because I liked it. I don't know why a lot of the critics didn't like it from what I saw. I thought it was good.
My sister didn't like it. I heard some people didn't like it. I mean, I didn't see it yet, so. All right, so we got that with Cloverfield. Now, we're also hearing release dates are changing. I don't know if they're panicking because of Avengers Infinity War. I know that Slenderman was supposed to come out in May, but that just got moved till August.
Yeah.
They said, let's run. Because, again, remember when Avengers came out? And they started destroying things, and everybody was running for the hills?
Yep.
And you literally saw movies a year later, like Turtles and all these different things. Yeah, it's starting to happen now. These movies are starting to jump ship. Because they don't want to compete. They don't want to get destroyed. And it makes sense because you know Avengers is going to be #1 for weeks. Why destroy everything you worked hard for with your movie and put it up against that? You know? May is going to be a crazy month. I mean, Solo, Deadpool, Avengers, right? I mean, that is really going to be a massacre month for any other movies that just can't handle it. Those.
I still don't understand the logic of putting out Infinity War makes sense to come out in May. I still don't understand why Solo is coming out in May.
Either.
I don't get that.
I know that Deadpool, they really thought that Solo was probably going to get delayed. And they said, let's put it out a week before Solo. I mean, they moved it up. I don't think Solo. I think it's a bad idea to have because we have Avengers, right? In May, but I think when in May? There's Deadpool. I'm not sure. I mean, I got to look at this because this is really, and it's stupid too to put out Deadpool in May when Avengers. I mean, this is like insane.
Yeah, I mean, as much as Deadpool, as well as it did at the box office, it's not going to be able to stand up to Infinity War.
It's suicide. I don't understand why they want to do that. I'm going to get the thing right now. I'm going to pull it up because I want to make sure. Let's see.
The only thing I can think of with Solo coming out there is that it really does like it's really not that good, and they're hoping that Infinity War will kind of overshadow it.
Is that what they wanted to do? Bury it? They want to bury it? That would be pretty
bad in my opinion, but.
All right, so here we go. We have Avengers Infinity War on May 4th, Friday. Then we have on May 11th, this is Action Point breaking in Life of the Party, so there's not really. Then on the 18th, 2 weeks after Avengers Infinity War, is Deadpool 2. That doesn't make any sense, Chris.
It doesn't.
And then you got a week after Deadpool 2 is Solo. And then you got Ocean's 8 a week after that with Incredibles 2. Like, do you see the pattern here? Like, is Disney, like, because Incredibles 2 is Disney, right?
Disney and Pixar,
So why would they Solo and then Incredibles, like I don't understand why they're so close. And then Jurassic World, I mean, Jesus, man, this is like so close to each other.
This is what we were talking about last year when we were saying that it was jam-packed. We were saying that it was more throughout the year, but actually it's really in May.
It's comprised of, I mean, even in July, we got Ant-Man and the Wasp on July 6th. Then you got The Purge. Well, The Purge is going to come out the same, like 4th of July. And then you got Ant-Man, because it's coming out like it's on Wednesday. Then Ant-Man's coming out on Friday. Then on Friday the 13th, it's going to be Hotel Transylvania 3, which is an animation.
Yeah.
Then you got The Nun, which is the first movie, like the spin-off of The Conjuring. So that's going to be huge. And then you got the huge movie Skyscraper, which is The Rock. Then a week later, you got Attila Battle Angel, which I heard that's supposed to be big, and Mamma Mia sequel. Then Mission Impossible 6 and Teen Titans Go. Dude, this is too crowded. Even August is Predator, Equalizer, Meg, Scarface. God.
This is why they moved Godzilla 2, which I'm happy about it now. Now I understand why they moved. Because they were like, we're not going to go up against all this stuff. We can do well, but like, there's no reason to take the chance. Let's go to March of the next year.
This is a mess. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it anymore. It's good. And remember that summer where there was Ghostbusters 2, and it was like all these sequels coming out, Indiana Jones and The Last Crusade.
I wasn't alive at that time.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oops, I'm showing my age. Sorry.
It's all good.
I was working on the box office before you were born. Okay, then forget. We're not going to talk about my age.
But I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Like I remember talking with you guys about this.
Yeah, it was a thing where I didn't understand, and nobody really did either. I mean, everybody loved it because they're like, oh, all these movies, right? But they were hurting each other, destroying each other, and it was like, why the hell would you do that? And now we're getting that, like, I guess 20 years. How old are you?
24.
24, 25 years later.
Yep.
Like years later, we're getting that again, and it's like, wow. I don't know. All right, what else do we have?
So this is one that's really like it's making me scratch my head, but it's really not when I think about it a bit more.
Okay.
So you heard this story about Duke Nukem today, right?
Yes, John Cena, right?
Yes. Apparently, John Cena is going to potentially get that part as Duke Nukem.
Potentially.
Which, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It kind of makes sense. He does kind of fit the role. He's just going to have to start talking like him, which is going to be weird.
Yeah. It's not a stretch, though.
Yeah.
Okay, we got really silent there for a second there. We got
awkward. No,
yeah,
on to the next one.
Yeah.
Speaking of John Cena, which just isn't like he's not involved in this, but he's involved in the movie. We got the first leaked image of what Bumblebee might look like for the Bumblebee film.
Okay.
And I actually really like it.
Oh.
He's definitely it holds the like traditional movie design that he has, but they've definitely incorporated a lot of his G1 kind of design characteristics in there.
Okay.
You can find that picture on there. It's like a leaked toy box art, so it's not like from the movie, but it's a general idea of what he's going to possibly look like in the film. So I thought it looked pretty good. You
project this movie to do really well.
I think it's going to do pretty well because I think the well, of course it's Bumblebee. Right. John Cena is going to help with that with his fan base, and then this is the first Transformers movie not directed by Michael Bay. Right. So I think that's going to be a big selling point for a lot of people.
Is this a rebooting Transformers or not really?
No, it's actually a prequel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got that. Was there any other news? I want to talk about this Dundee thing.
Yeah.
Because people are... This is like the 10 Cloverfield Lane of 2018. Because basically nobody saw this movie coming. Nobody knew this movie was being made. And people are like, it can't be. Then we see Chris Hemsworth in a teaser also. And we're like, wait a minute now. Is this real? It's like half that it might be a Super Bowl stunt.
Yeah.
Half that it's a stunt that's a test to see if people want Crocodile Dundee 4. And then another percentage that it's real. So I don't know.
It might be all of that, to be honest with you.
You know what, though? I don't want to call somebody the destroyer of franchises. But Danny McBride was in Alien Covenant. Danny McBride is writing Halloween. Now, Chris, I don't know if you saw our cast the other night. They're filming, supposedly, Halloween in a hospital. Now, how does this make sense? And I don't know if you saw Halloween 2. You probably did, right? You know what I'm talking about or no?
Not really, but I saw the first one.
Halloween 2 is in a hospital. Mm-hmm. So it was directly after Halloween. She goes into the hospital. He stalks her there, like whatever, right? So now, Danny McBride said that Halloween 2 doesn't exist, that they're going to have a brief thing where they're going to alter the history of the ending of Halloween, and then they're going to flash forward 30 years later or whatever, right? So now, are you remaking Halloween 2, but like 30 years later? Because what's the point of that? Why can't you just do a sequel and just count Halloween 1 and 2 and just go forward? So I'm getting worried because you know how these writers and these directors and movie companies are taking the liberty where now we heard about Robocop, right?
Yeah, what's that about? Because I haven't heard anything about that.
Supposedly the guy that wrote Robocop 1, which was a great movie, by the way, did not take part in, he wasn't, I don't know if he wasn't allowed, he was mad that he couldn't do the writing for Robocop 2 and then 3. So now he's been given an opportunity by the big movie company to write a direct sequel to Robocop because it's from him, so it's considered real. And he's going to erase the whole timeline of Robocop 2, 3.
Okay.
If there was a 4, the reboot. Also, the Prime Directives movies there was a TV series or there was
Yeah.
TV movies. He's wiping it all out. I guess he's going to do like this RoboCop. It's like 30 years later or 20, whatever, and just take it from there. And it's just going to be a direct sequel. It's like Superman Returns was a direct sequel to Superman 2, you know?
That sounds kind of cool, to be honest with you.
I mean,
I don't mind RoboCop 2 and 3, but they're definitely nowhere near RoboCop. So,
right.
I mean...
So they're going to be wiped from canon, from history, from whatever, and they're going to continue on from there, which I'm okay with. Halloween, I'm scared. And if only they could just wipe Covenant for Alien, I'd be happy with that too. So yeah, that's the thing with RoboCop. Michael Bay, what was he doing now? He was doing something else we were talking about the other night. It's like Michael Bay's doing it. Michael Bay's doing it. It's like, oh, Platinum Dunes. I forgot. Now I can't remember what it is. I don't know. But, so now you really think that Solo's coming out?
What do you mean?
Like May?
Oh, yeah. I do.
Oh. And all these movies are just, wow. And the trailer's coming tomorrow.
Potentially. I actually know. I thought this was kind of funny. We got a confirmed release that Pacific Rim 2's trailer, or the Pacific Rim 2 trailer is coming out tomorrow as well.
Oh, Jesus, I totally forgot about that too.
Yep, that's definite.
Where the hell is that? April?
Today. That's in March, I think.
Oh, March. Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow, these movies.
See, but that kind of dodged. That and Black Panther have dodged kind of the like huge movie rush, which was probably a good idea on those production companies, especially for Pacific Rim.
Now, you think Black Panther's untouchable? It's going to be amazing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I got to tell you, my friend and I went to the movies over the weekend, and I guess I missed a Black Panther trailer because I saw a trailer there and I hadn't seen it before, and I'm like really hyped for it now.
Wow.
Like the other trailers, I was like, yeah, this is cool. I saw this trailer and I was like, holy shit.
Wow.
Pardon my language. Like now I really can't wait to see this movie. Like that was fantastic.
Wow, man.
Now I got to say too, right? I really hope this Pacific Rim trailer is just a little bit better than the last one because I liked the last one, but it wasn't like spectacular.
I know you don't like the music.
Hoping this one changes it.
You don't like the music when they're shooting Pacific Rim.
It was. I mean, I've warmed up to it, but
yeah?
I mean, it's
yeah, man.
It's not my style of music, so I mean, it's it's not bad. It's just
right. It's funny. A lot of these TV series, that are famous, like the Stranger Things and Game of Thrones. None of that's coming out this year. They're all coming out in 2019, so we're not going to have that this year.
Yeah. Speaking of television series, this news came out a little while ago, and I don't remember if I brought it up on here. So Gareth Edwards, his first film was called Monsters, right?
Yeah.
Apparently, that's getting a television show.
Oh. Where?
I have no idea.
Oh.
Now, there are two. There's Monsters, and then there's Monsters Dark Continent, which had basically nothing to do with Gareth Edwards.
That's that thing on Netflix that they keep showing. Is that what it is on Netflix?
I don't believe so.
Oh.
I highly recommend the first Monsters.
What is it about?
Highly recommend it. It's very good.
What is it about?
So basically, it's okay. So this is the film that got him Godzilla because this did really well as an independent film.
Oh, wow.
It was his first feature film. So basically, what it has to do with is like in the near future. At the time, it was the near future. This like probe that was sent into space crash lands in like the border between the United States and Mexico.
Okay.
And within the probe, there's like this alien life that basically takes root where it crash lands, and it starts to like spread out between the border and whatnot. And ironically, the United States builds a wall between the United States and Mexico.
Okay.
This was 2009, I believe. By the way.
Right.
So,
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. And basically they're like, listen, these creatures are really vicious, and we have to keep them out of the United States.
Right.
So we're basically just gonna like trap them in Mexico and South America.
Screw that. Yeah. Screw everybody else. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So basically, what happens is this reporter who works for this very big news company in, like, I think Chicago, I think it was, or New York. I think it was Chicago. The owner of the paper's daughter was in Mexico, and she's having a hard time getting back to the United States. So this guy sends one of his reporters to go get her. And as they're going back, they encounter all of these issues. And basically, like, it's this whole, at the time that he goes to go get her, this has been going on for a couple of years. So it's this whole, like, adventure to try and get back across the border. And there are people now. It's a very interesting take about how, like, if you want to get across the border, you have to do it a certain way.
Right.
But in this movie, it's like, now it's like even worse because there are these creatures that will attack on sight.
Okay. Right.
And it's a bit slow. It's not like a monster action movie. Like there's not monsters fighting each other or anything like that. But it's a very interesting story, and it's very in depth. So I definitely recommend it.
Okay.
I do not recommend Monsters Dark Continent. Monsters Dark Continent was not good. I'm sorry. It was just it was bad.
Crap. Okay.
Yeah. But it's a very, very interesting movie. Like the monsters are like, they almost look like, it's like an octopus on legs.
Oh wow.
And it's really an interesting story, and it's a pretty good movie, and I can definitely see why they were like, we need to get this guy for Godzilla. Yeah. Because of the way he shot it and whatnot.
Okay. Let me ask you a question now. I know Solo's coming out and nobody really freaking cares because nobody really knows what the hell it looks like or what it is. When are we going to start hearing stuff about Episode 9?
Probably in the end of the year.
Okay.
Actually, I take that back. Probably around D23.
When's that?
I think it's a little bit before Comic-Con.
July.
Around, I think, yeah.
When are they filming?
I'm hearing sometime soon.
This year?
Yeah.
For next year?
Yeah.
Okay. And then they're taking a break from episodes?
Yeah.
But they're doing Rian Johnson's trilogy.
The rumor is that 2020 is that Obi-Wan movie.
But Rian Johnson's trilogy is going to come out before, like, episode 10, 11, 12, obviously.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah.
Now, they consider it a success, right? I mean, $1,300,000,000, don't you think?
Last Jedi?
Yeah.
I would assume so, because I think they said it themselves that they're not expecting it to do as much as The Force Awakens.
But then they were saying that it didn't do what they wanted it to do. So what does that mean? Remember they said that about Avengers Age of Ultron? I'm like, but wait a minute, it made $100 million less.
Yeah.
I mean, it was $1 billion. I mean, Jesus.
I mean, it's probably considered the same thing. It's just at this point, it doesn't matter.
I mean, yeah, but it's not.
It's not a financial failure by any means.
No.
And I wouldn't even call it a critical failure because all the critics really liked it.
Right.
So I mean, really, what probably has them worrying, if at all, is the half or the 60% of the fan response that didn't like it.
Right.
But
so honestly, you think that really worries them?
I think it worries them to a point, not as much as some people may think.
Is it going to worry them to make changes or no?
I think they're going to learn from what people didn't like in this movie, but I don't think that.
But they're not really mad at Rian Johnson, though, right?
No, because they gave him this. I honestly think that some of them knew something like this was going to happen.
Well, why let it happen then? If that's the case. If you know it's going to happen and you're worried about it, then why let it happen?
No, I don't think they're worried about it. I think they wanted Rian Johnson to really, like, turn it on its head.
Okay.
and then from there, just go from there. Because I coming from someone who really, really liked it, I see why he did what he did. I wouldn't have necessarily made the same choices if I was doing it.
Right.
But I don't fault him for the things that he did, because when I take a step back and I look at it, I'm like, yeah, this is the story they want to tell, and this is how they're going to push that story into the future.
Right.
Does that necessarily mean that they had to kill Luke off? I don't think so. However, I'm not angry at it because we know he's coming back. So it's like,
yeah. I can't agree with you. I know it's just I hate it, but it's
no, I know, I understand.
I
I got you. I don't fault anybody for not liking it, because there have been other movies that have done the same thing, and I felt the same way.
right.
It's just this movie was the first movie in a long time where I left the theater and I was like, I am 100% on board with that.
Wow. Okay.
Like, usually I'm kind of like, there's a couple of things, and there were a couple of things, but with this one, I was just kind of like, yeah, I'm good. I can wait for episode 9.
Okay. Now, before we go, I just wanted to talk about our little thing about Dark Universe.
Oh,
because this whole universe based on the Universal monsters is falling apart at the seams. They just lost the Invisible Man's director, I guess, and different.
Oh, they did?
So they just happened. They lost something, and people keep dropping out. So the way it's predicted, it's like it's going to go bust. It's just going to be a thing that never happened. We don't know for sure yet. Something could change. And you and I talked about this. I mean, just because the MCU happens, nobody. You don't have to do a cinematic universe. Everybody and their mother, like, we have a cinematic universe.
Yeah.
We have a cinematic universe, and then they're all falling apart. Like, DC tried so bad to have a DC cinematic universe, and they just screwed up a lot of things. Now, again, they're not done.
No, absolutely not.
But they don't know what the hell they're hiring people that are doing the Conjuring cinematic universe, like, to try to see some organization or some shit. What do you think is going to happen now with DC? Like, are they going to come out with a movie that's going to be a groundbreaking, shock the crap out of everybody, that's going to talk about it the whole entire year, or is it just going to be a mediocre, or is it going to be a regular movie?
I would say they kind of did that already with Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like that.
Which I recently saw Wonder Woman, and I really liked it.
Good. Okay.
I got to tell you too. This is a little off topic, but I recently saw Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
You didn't saw it before?
No.
Oh, okay.
Holy fuzz! I did not like that movie at all.
Really?
Yeah. There was only a couple of things I liked, but anyway. My point with bringing that up was I think Wonder Woman was far superior to that.
Right. I love Guardians of the Galaxy, but again, as a comic book guy, that's not Mantis. But we're not going to really get into that.
Yeah. To go back to your original question, I think what they need to do, like really need to do, this is just my opinion, get that Batman movie going.
Yeah.
And shock the hell out of people with that movie.
Yes, I agree. Or Man of Steel movie too.
Or Man of Steel.
Or both.
Or both.
Screw it. Forget all this stuff. Why can't they just give them a break? Everything else a break. It's just Man of Steel and Batman the whole year. 2 movies.
Honestly, though, you know what else they could do? If they really did it right, if they did a really good Green Lantern Corps movie, I think that could be fantastic as well. So my opinion would be do Batman, Man of Steel 2, Wonder Woman 2, and Green Lantern Corps. Focus on those.
Single movies, forget about the teams.
Yes.
I agree.
You can world build in them. I don't have anything against that. It's just, I have no interest in a Shazam movie. That's just me. I have no interest in an Aquaman movie.
No.
That's just me. I don't care about Suicide Squad 2 because the first Suicide Squad I didn't like.
Right.
I don't care about Flashpoint, which I know a lot of people do. So, hey, make Flashpoint. A lot of people care about that.
Not really, but okay.
But,
Isn't it funny how a story event in a comic character's life,
Mm.
like in the comics, Flashpoint is a big story, right? Isn't it funny how a story event is more bigger than the character actually having his own movie? Like, you're going to use Flashpoint, which happened years after, right, as a thing for him to get his first movie.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I think it's going to be very different from what the comics were.
Okay.
I really do.
I got to tell you, tomorrow's comic book day, and
Oh yeah.
I'm very interested in a few things tomorrow. One of them being this huge Avengers weekly story that they got me suckered into getting. That I'm interested in. You know, the Infinity thing happening in Marvel. I saw Thanos having Hulk as his dog. With Ghost, it was weird. There was something about that, and then it was Spider-Man's nearing 800. We know that Dan Slott's leaving 801. He's going to Iron Man. Thor's dying, Jane Foster, very soon. So it's very interesting, some of the stuff that they're doing that I want to see. Like, tomorrow's going to be a big day. Especially, we're going to be able to see a preview of April. I think it's April comics. Is it April or is it March? We're in January. I don't know, whatever. But it's going to be really big tomorrow. I can't wait. So we'll be doing stuff about that tomorrow night. Anything else? I know there's a lot tonight.
Nothing I can think of.
We'll pick it up tomorrow, I guess. All right. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
All right, bro. Thank you, guys. Take care. Bye for now.